The Pro Bowl linebacker, Navarro Bowman, has demanded a release from the 49ers because they simply could not find a trade partner. Now, there was some sources out there that the 49ers sent a trade proposal to 31 other teams in the league, so everyone, basically the entire NFL, they tried to, but obviously sometimes these trades just don't go through and they just get cut. Remember Joe Hayden? Obviously, Joe Hayden, they couldn't find a trade partner. He got released and he got signed the next day. Now you look at Navarro Bowman. I'm expecting him to get signed the next day. To be honest, on Saturday, October 14th, if he's with a new team, that should be no surprise to anyone right there. Now, when it comes to Bowman, obviously he's a great linebacker, great run stuffer. Obviously, he learned from Patrick Willis and all of that. And I think that's definitely something that's really good. And I think that the 49ers, it shouldn't be too devastating. I mean, they do have Reuben Foster, who looks like he has some promise right there, definitely has something. But when you look at Navarro Bowman, obviously he's great talent right there. Now, he is a little bit on the older side. He's about 29, 30, roughly. And one thing for sure about Navarro Bowman is he's a little bit injury prone. He can be injury prone at times. He's been fighting through it. And ideally, your body starts to decline around 27, 28. Whatever the age is, it's roughly in that ballpark. So he's already, like, his body's already deteriorating for a fact. But let's look at some teams that he could be a good fit for. I think the Seattle Seahawks could be an interesting team. They could possibly make a play for a Bowman right here. Obviously, they got Bobby Wagner, and also they run a 3-4 with the San Francisco 49ers. So it'd be kind of different to transition to a 4-3. He would play some of the outside. He would just be kind of a depth piece. I think they do definitely need a run stop. Then they might make him play outside linebacker right there where Bruce Irvin used to play. Obviously, he's not really a pass rusher. He's more of a run stuffer, but obviously I think Seattle has been ran over a couple times this season. I think another team to look at is the Houston Texans. I think since Brian Cushion is suspended for 10 games, I want to say, some ridiculous long suspension. You got the injuries to Merciless and Watt, which are a big deal. And the idea about Watt is Watt might not have been racking up sacks and all of that, but in Bill O'Brien's system, Watt definitely participates more of as a run stuffer. And when you look at Merciless, obviously they lost some depth right there. You bring in Bowman right there, you're talking about bringing a guy who can play at a high level. I still think he can, and that would definitely cover up the holes. And if you're looking at how Deshaun Watson's doing, Deshaun Watson looks pretty good, so I think that's definitely a move to look at. I think I can always go with the Colts because their run defense is usually terrible. But one thing for sure about the Colts is they're definitely a team that's not really in competition. I feel as if the reason why Bowman wanted a release was so he could play with a competitor. I think that's definitely a big reason why. I think the Ravens could be potentially a good team to bring in Bowman. I think he could be a good guy just to bring in as a second middle linebacker. They both play a 3-4, be instant, clean transition right there, especially when John Harbaugh known Jim Harbaugh. So that's definitely something that could be good right there. Obviously, maybe the Dolphins, if he could be interested in that. Maybe the Titans. I think the Titans could be an odd team. But I think a lot of people could use a Navarro Bowman. I heard some rumors that maybe the Patriots are in there. Maybe. I don't think they're really going to go for that. I think they're more concerned about finding a pass rusher than they are concerned about finding a run-stuffing middle linebacker and whatnot. I think that maybe the Packers could be an interesting team that should make a play for it. Listen, look, the Packers look good so far. They do look good so far. I mean, they lost a game. They lost one or two games so far, and you're definitely looking at as competing because there's no undefeated teams in the NFC right now, and you can definitely get the first seed. I think competing for the first seed, you sign a guy similar to Navarro Bowman during the midseason. I think that's definitely something to look at. And really, I just look at Navarro Bowman. Anyone that needs a run-stuffing middle linebacker, Navarro Bowman's your guy. Navarro Bowman is your guy. And so there might be some other teams I might have left off the list that could sign him. I mean, the Rams could also be in play with him. Maybe, heck, even the Dallas Cowboys. Who knows? There's a bunch of teams that could use a Navarro Bowman. Steelers, you name it. I think really any team in the NFL. I think Lynch had the right idea of sending out trade that to all 31 other teams that Navarro Bowman is open for a trade. So I can really see Navarro Bowman in really any uniform. I can really see him in any uniform. But to be specific, let's look at contender, because if he did demand a release from the Niners, it's probably because he wanted to see some W's.